another few months, I think 3 months since I posted, but 6 months since my last vlog, which was me in Vancouver. So it's been quite a while. I wanted to give you a very quick summary of what's happened in the last few months. First, just a recap of some small things or kind of big overarching things that have changed, and then kind of give you a little breakdown of what happened since Vancouver. So some big things is I've started a new job, which is really fun. I'm no longer a tutor, but I just work in a nice sales job, which has been super fun. I did not anticipate it being a sales job when I started, as I've worked there for like the last 6 months. I think actually when I recorded the Vancouver vlog, I had been hired, but I hadn't had my first shift or anything yet, so I didn't really say anything because I wasn't sure how it was gonna play out. So I wanted to give it a little bit of a wait. Been there for 6 months now. It's been a pretty good experience. And then the biggest thing, and I always somehow keep forgetting to talk about it because it's the biggest thing and I'm like waiting for the right moment, is I'm going to Amsterdam. So I'm going to the Netherlands for half a year for my studies, and I'm super excited, and that's kind of the reason why I want to revive this channel, because I wanted to have a digital diary of it and kind of give you my experience. And you know, it's a really big thing going out of the country, and I'm just really excited to share it with all of you. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for that and enjoy that. It's mainly for me though, so just so I can look back at it, because I do that a lot with my trips lately, with the ones that I have vlogged. But those are kind of the big things that have happened. So we're gonna start straight into July. So July was a pretty boring month. I did summer school that month, so it was a lot of me studying. I think you did see in the Vancouver vlog, I started summer school at the very end of June, and then all of July was like the main summer school course. And it was a great class. I did it for child development, and pretty much what the name is just learning about the different stages of childhood and all the theories, psychological theories surrounding that. I really enjoyed it, and I took it because I wanted to have less courses in the fall semester. So I was like, okay, I'll take this one now and it should be fine. And I was already taking a lab course in the midst of that, so I was like, it should be fine to balance both of them, and luckily it was. So very glad with that. And then in July, I think that was basically it. I went to a wedding, my best friend's sister's wedding I went to, and it was beautiful, and the best friend did Mendy on me, and it was just a very, very fun experience, and I'm really glad to be a part of it. And then I was also working, so I think that was mainly what I was doing. It was a very chill month for me. I think I took a break that month just because I wanted to focus on my studies, and then I kind of forgot after that. That was the main things of my July. Oh! Also went to a Coldplay concert. Yeah, I forgot that was happening too. I went to a Coldplay concert actually right at the beginning of July with one of my friends, and it was beautiful. I was really scared because I didn't think I listened to that many Coldplay songs, but the majority of the ones he played were like also his super popular ones that I have listened to a lot, so it was an amazing experience. Okay, August. So August, I had one of my friends from across the world come by. They came for like 2 weeks, so I hung out with them and all of our mutual friends, and it was super fun. We went to Niagara and Toronto together. And then I think besides that, I think that was honestly it. That was basically the highlight of that month. I also finished my summer school in the beginning of August. I think my exam was in the first 2 weeks of the month. And then after that, my friend came by, and it was actually a surprise. I don't think I'd seen them for, I think, since the beginning of the year. So it's been about like 8 months since I've seen them, which is honestly lucky because I know some people don't see their international friends for like years. So I'm lucky that was like only like 8 months, but I was really glad to see them. And then that was kind of it. I did do some trips with some friends throughout that month, but I don't know if I have photos for that one. But I'll spill whatever right now is missing. So end of August was when school was about to roll around, so it was a time. I remember being really nervous around that time and my anxiety flaring up just because I had screwed up quite a bit last year, and I think that's when I vlogged a lot, was last year, and It was really scary. And when I look back at those vlogs, I really tried to be as positive as I could. I do remember feeling like I was like drowning all the time, and it really sucked. So it stayed in my mind quite a lot, and even more during the last few weeks of August, in the midst of all of that, just because I was like, what if I make the same mistakes again? I don't even know what mistakes I really made last year. It just felt like bad luck. So I was just trying to really think about what I can do, but I was also really nervous, and I had to navigate that for a bit. But luckily I confided in a lot of people about it, and they were very sweet. So September, school started, and I had stats, genetics, archaeology, and positive psychology. So positive psychology and stats, those two were a part of my program. Those were a part of the list of courses I had to take, and they ended up being fine. Genetics was a choice because I wanted to do a biology minor originally, but just with everything of me going to Netherlands and, you know, doing the whole exchange experience, they didn't actually have any courses in the Netherlands for biology, so I would have had to push the minor really close to the time I graduate, and it just didn't seem worth it at the end of the day. So they were like, you know what, if you really miss biology, just take it as an elective, it's fine. So I did that. So all of September was just me navigating through that. I remember it being such an uneventful month. I genuinely don't remember anything that happened. I just know I worked and I studied and I saw friends once in a while, and that was it. And it was a good month. Nothing to say about it, genuinely. Yeah, that's it. Alright, October. So I found October and November to be very eventful months, and that's because I went out a lot and it was fall, which I love fall. I love fall. And the weather was beautiful, and it's midterm season. So it's midterm season. I started off the month of October really sick. I had the worst flu of my life, and I don't think I've been that sick since, and I hope I don't get that sick again, because I was sick like a week before my 2 back-to-back midterms, and it was horrible. And luckily I did fine on them. I had my first midterm for stats, which went well, and I got sick immediately afterwards. I was sniffling afterwards, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think my body is slowly giving up on me. And I went to my lab, and I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. We're gonna go home. And I completely collapsed. Thursday, I remember trying to go to school and studying, and it was the worst experience of my life. I would not recommend doing that. That was so stupid of me to do. Friday, crashed and just collapsed. Slept in there. Saturday, Sunday, slowly recovering. I did everything I could to get better, because oh my gosh, I was like, I need to study for this midterm. I felt like I barely studied, which is not true. I studied like 2-3 weeks advance, so it wasn't like I was super behind. It was more so my mental schedule. But like I said with everything else, after what happened last year, I wasn't taking any chances. So my midterm rolled around on Monday, and I think by Monday I was honestly like 80% recovered, 70-80% recovered. I had a lingering cough, I think, for like a good week after that. But then afterwards it was fine. Right after my midterm, I went out, I got my favorite dessert, which is mochi, and then I went on this really beautiful walkway. That was it. And then the rest of the month, I think I had my reading week afterwards, and I was lucky that I wasn't sick for reading week. I went out quite a bit. I went to another nice walk. I really love doing walks, especially in the summer and fall, so I really took advantage of that at that time. Only other thing I did was I went to this trail, and there were like these red and orange trees everywhere, and it was so beautiful. I got pictures. I took some pictures of it and got some pictures taken of myself, and it was really beautiful. I think it's one of the prettiest things I've seen where I live, honestly. And what else? Oh, I went to a choir maze as well. So that was my October. Halloween, I don't think I did anything on Halloween. I did do some makeup for Halloween. I believe I had like 2 midterms again by the time, because by the end of October, that's when November rolled in. So November had the same 2 midterms for the same 2 classes again, because they're always back to back, which is awesome. Didn't get sick this time. I don't remember much in November. It was busy in the sense that a lot of final assignments were coming up, because that's how fast this semester goes, I guess. This semester felt so fast. I feel like I was just kind of in a cycle, but a very content cycle for the most part. Like, I do remember just being like, yeah, my life right now is great. Like, what is nothing you can complain about? And that's kind of it. I enjoyed November. pretty much as well. Socialized a lot. It was really fun. And I think I tried to soak it all in before the semester ended because I knew I was leaving in January. So I really wanted to like get everything in. Finally, we have December. So I would say December started off pretty strong. Very strong. I really liked the first 2 weeks of December. It was just me studying. Like, it felt very freeing because all of my final classes were at the end of November, so it was just such a weird experience being like, oh my gosh, it's like gonna be the last class I take before I go abroad. Like, I'm not gonna be here for like another year. So it was like that for a bit, and then exams hit, plummeted. So a lot of my exam season was like by myself, and it was kind of lonely. Things just weren't going the way I thought they'd go, so I wasn't really happy. Academically it was fine. Literally academically it was fine. It was just everything else in my life. I was like pretty upset about that for a long time, and I think I'm slowly getting better. Yeah, I finished all my exams. Finished with like flying colors, I think. I am now on my winter break. It was my birthday, which was super fun. I was surprised by my best friend, and she and another one of our friends went out for dinner, and that was really great. We had Korean barbecue, which I really, really liked. And then it's been really hard to see people lately because the weather outside has been astronomically bad. That's basically it. I am trying to pick up a lot of my hobbies again and trying to do things for myself, because as happy as I was the past few months, I also feel like I didn't really put myself, I kind of laid a lot of my like leisure stuff on hold. So I'm really trying to figure out how to do that. And I think this time of year is pushing me to do that. I just feel it in my bones. So from here on out, it's just me getting ready for Amsterdam. So I'll be trying to vlog as much as I can with the process throughout. I started a bit of a crochet project. I started a sweater, and I started getting into reading a little bit too. I haven't read a proper book in years. So I was recommended this positive psychology book called Bittersweet by Susan Cain. Yeah, that's kind of been it. I'm trying to plan what I want to do in Amsterdam and trying to figure out how I want to integrate, but I think just reviving some of my hobbies will help me feel more like a person right now in the midst of this really cold weather. So that's kind of where I am now. I hope you all enjoyed this hopefully not too long recap. I'm gonna cut this down as much as possible too, because I feel like I was just mumbling a lot. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.